Yo, this is CTB, Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Remember to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing.
Most definitely. This is the place where the boxing fans come to get these delicious entrees of boxing knowledge. What's on the menu for them today, bro?
Let's talk about Bob Arum, man. And let's talk about a little bit about this Manny Pacquiao and maybe Terrence Crawford fight. And maybe we'll throw a little bit of Keith Thurman in on the back end.
Let's do it, man. Let's serve them up real quick. Yeah, man. Bob Arum did it again, man. Bob Arum came out with a big announcement by the end of the week on a possible Terrence Crawford opponent. Today's Friday, man. We still haven't heard from Bob, man. What you think about that, man? Maybe till Saturday. We give till Saturday, maybe.
Yeah, at this stage, I highly doubt you're gonna get that announcement. But you just never know. Like you said, maybe Saturday. You know, he want to make the big announcement because it is a good day to pick. And most of the time, when you announce a big fight, it's normally on a Saturday or Monday. So maybe he waiting till Saturday to throw it out there. But me knowing Bob, man, and the way he been moving over the last couple years, I don't know why people still believe in Bob, but I wouldn't put too much hope into Bob making this big fight, supposedly.
Yeah, man. I don't trust Bob either, man. I think Bob almost 90 years old, man. He getting senile out there, man. He need to go ahead and pass it along, pass the torch down to his son or his nephews or whoever else. Go ahead and keep the family business going. Cause right now he losing all his stable, man. If he keep doing how he doing fighters, man, he really not gonna have any big names to pass down to his predecessor, I should say. But yeah, man, what you think about let's talk about possible Crawford opponents. Who do you think Bob actually reached out to make an appointment, to make the big announcement this week?
So let's go down the list. So, all right, you know it's not Earl Spence. Okay, let's get it out the way. For anybody say you throw Earl Spence out, he look like he's gonna fight Ugas, so he's gone. Then you have Keith Thurman as a possible opponent, but then Keith Thurman had an interview. I think it was on Fight Hype, and we'll talk a little bit more about that interview a little bit later. But he said in the interview he was talking about maybe coming back around August and that he wasn't really in shape yet. He was still a little fat, so he couldn't fight in June. So let's throw Keith Thurman out. Sean Porter, maybe, but he just got COVID. I guess you got to wait to see how that affects him. So I couldn't see them making a big fight announcement for Sean Porter, because why would you make an announcement for Sean Porter not knowing, the circumstances of his health? So that would be crazy. So Sean Porter to me is out right now. So that leaves you Manny Pacquiao. And when I first heard the news about Manny Pacquiao, I said, okay, I think that's a good fight for Terrence Crawford. And the reason why I was excited about the fight, because I said if he get the Manny Pacquiao fight, if he does really good numbers, he's going to get more casuals to watch him, because Manny Pacquiao draws a lot of casuals too. It'll make him and Spence more close to a 50-50 fight. And I think it'll make the negotiation a little bit easier. If they willing to almost split at that point, it'll be close to it. I mean, maybe a little bit towards Spence, but it'll really bring it closer. And maybe Crawford will be happy with that. So I was more excited about that part of it. But I thought about it, and I remember Bob talk a lot of stupid shit if you listen to it.
Yeah.
And I remember about 5 years ago, maybe shorter than that, when they was trying to make the Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao fight, he said that Manny Pacquiao wasn't worth $20 million.
Yeah, something like that.
He didn't want to pay him $20 million at this stage of his career. So supposedly he has some kind of investors in another country that's willing to pay Manny Pacquiao maybe $40 million in a pandemic. But this is the same guy that said Manny Pacquiao wasn't worth $20 million 5 years ago. Now at 42 in a pandemic, somebody's going to put up $40 million for Manny Pacquiao when they can wait at least maybe another 4 or 5 months. We're starting to get vaccinations. The country's starting to open back up. Why the hell would you want to have a fight that big, that magnitude, right when it's starting to come out of the pandemic? It's better to wait till maybe the end of the year. So when I heard it, I thought it, but I said if I say it, or you make comments, you're hating. Oh, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see Bud get nobody, this and that. You hating on Top Rank. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna let it play out. So a couple days go by, and here we are, Friday evening. Haven't heard anything. I'm still waiting, and I'm hoping he get it because maybe Saturday, maybe we hear something, maybe by Monday. But every day and every hour that goes by, man, I'm getting less and less. I don't really see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see it happening either, man. I've been calling Bob senile now for like the last 3-4 years. I've been saying Bob need to sit down. I kind of knew it wasn't Manny Pacquiao. I knew Pacquiao. He's looking for the easier payday. Whenever earlier this year, Manny Pacquiao was calling out Conor McGregor and Mikey Garcia's. You don't go from calling out those two fighters and then go and say, you know what, I'm gonna go fight the best pound for pound fighter in the world right now. I'm not gonna fight Mikey Garcia for more money. I'm gonna fight Terence Crawford instead. It didn't make no sense to me. And I knew once McGregor lost, I knew he wasn't gonna fight McGregor. So Pacquiao probably wasn't fighting Mikey. To be honest. As far as Keith Thurman being out of shape, yeah, I knew Keith Thurman was gonna come back and fight Terence Crawford on his first time back. It was different with Manny Pacquiao. He came straight back and forth with Manny Pacquiao because there was a sweepstakes that you had to take when you got it. Because if you would have passed up on that Manny Pacquiao fight, then it was no guarantee he was gonna get that money later. But I don't see him doing that with Bud. I don't see him doing that. I think he's gonna wind up fighting like a Hensucito Lopez again because that was a controversial fight. He probably do a rematch for that or something before he fight Keith Thurman. So, and as far as Sean Porter catching COVID, I'm still holding out hope for them in June. I mean, COVID symptoms on the last 14 days. Between now and June and the training camp, I think there's plenty of time for him to see how COVID affect his body. You know what I'm saying? Before he actually say, okay, this is June. If he need to push it back to July or something, he probably could. It'd be in the contract saying that because he caught COVID. But I'm still holding out the Sean Porter. I'm still holding out hope for that fight happening.
Me too.
And I don't know about the Ugas and Spence fight yet. They're still kind of quiet on those negotiations also. So I don't know if Ugas could be a possibility also, if not Sean Porter or somebody. So yeah, the Terence Crawford got a lot of fights, man, that he could make, man. I mean, I think also I heard something about him fighting what's the guy's name? Nobody want to see him fight? Damn, I forgot the guy's name.
The guy,
it wasn't Hensucito, it was the other welterweight.
Oh, Lopez.
Yeah, it might have been Lopez. It might have been him. But I don't want to see. Nobody want to see that fight.
But I mean, the question is, if it say the Manny Pacquiao fight just falls through and he gets Mikey Garcia, with one fight on your contract with Top Rank, what do you think Bud should do? Should he just take a fight and just to get out of the contract, or should he try to? I mean, who can he get? I mean, at this stage.
I think he should, man. I think the way Bob is setting it up, he's gonna have to do that anyway. Because if you look at everybody who's negotiated to fight Terence Crawford in let's look at the last few months. He's pretty much not paying nobody. He didn't. I think he only offered Sean Porter $1 million when they first started negotiating, and then went up to $2 million, like it was a big step up or something. And then I think with Pacquiao, like you said, Pacquiao said earlier that he wanted a 40. I think he said he wanted $40 million or something like that to fight. And they try to make it in Saudi, but Saudi's not gonna pay that money because of the pandemic. No, they can't have any. They'll have flight restrictions and all that, so they're not gonna make that money back on that fight. So Bud gonna want to having to take. I hate to say it, a no-name fight, man, to get out that contract. He gonna have to fulfill that contract and then make a big fight on the back end, man. Yep. You agree with that? I disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't want to accept that. I want Bud to be able to fight a challenging fight. That's why I said that I'm like you. I'm all on board with the Porter fight. Like I said, the only thing that scares me about the Porter fight is it not being the big fight. Is that I can't see them making an announcement before he comes out of the COVID, protocol. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he would sign a contract, make an announcement, and then I highly doubt it because the guy's in great shape. And then you make that fight and sign a contract, and you announce it, and then find out Sean Porter's having more complications with it. But he did a podcast the other night. He looked fine. He was isolated. He did his podcast. He looked fine to me. He like he had any symptoms or he was real sick. So maybe he did sign a contract. And he just keeping it on the hush. I hope so, because that's the guy I would want, man. I mean, Manny Pacquiao, I understand it. with all these guys at 147. If the Manny Pacquiao fight is there, you take that over any fight. Really,
Yeah.
I'm honest. But for a boxing fan, I'm hoping Sean Porter, man. I got my fingers crossed for Sean Porter.
Yeah, man. But since we talk about Keith, we had mentioned Keith Thurman earlier. Let's talk about what Keith Thurman said in the news. In I think it was on Fight Hype, I believe.
Yeah,
He pretty much said Bud wasn't the truth, and that Spence. No, he said Bud. What did he say about it? What did he say? What was the comment?
he said that Bud is overrated and too
Yeah, there you
small, and he said that Spence is not really the truth.
Yeah, man. How you feel about that statement coming from Keith one-time Thurman, of all people?
Look, Keith is I think at this stage he's desperate, man. Like I think his love for the sport is pretty much gone. Like if you trying to convince the world or the 147-pound division that you serious, and then if you look at some of his recent pictures, he's fat. I mean, he's not. I mean, Adrian Broner blown up fat, but he's fat. And they even brought it up in the interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I know I'm not where I need to be, but I feel fat, but I don't feel really like." He pretty much said without paraphrasing it, I don't feel it really fat. Like I'm not crazy, but I'm fat. So you calling out all these top guys, Errol Spence, I want to fight you. Terrence Crawford, I want to fight you. I take a Manny Pacquiao rematch. Anybody, it's back there. Anybody can get it. But you ain't even in no goddamn shape. So it's like, to me, it's just a money reach. Because you got to understand, he went from the Manny Pacquiao fight, which was a nice paycheck. And I think at this stage of his career, he just trying to get the Terrence Crawford. He's trying to get the Errol Spence. He's trying to get one more nice big paycheck. So him and his wife can ride off into the sunset and he can play his flutes and enjoy his life, which he want to do. Because I really think his heart is not there anymore. Because, I mean, you ever had a fight in 2 years, I believe. I think it was 2019 in January when he fought Manny Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. So you think he will come off a 2-year layoff, eating, aka Fat Boy, and you gonna challenge Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, and you believe you can win? So I mean, Keith Thurman, he just trying to get paid, man.
I think it's worse than that. I don't think it's just him trying to get paid. I think he just trying to get his name out there and get some kind of light shine on his name again. Because you gotta look, everybody looking at Spence right now. Spence took his space pretty much. Okay, at one point, everybody was talking about Keith Thurman, especially after he beat Porter and Garcia. He was the name in the welterweight division, and Spence was the up and comer. Now people looking at Thurman as pretty much just an afterthought. Like nobody really taking him serious no more. So I think now he's doing more interviews, especially with Fight Hype, trying to get his name out there and calling out all these fighters, knowing he's not in shape, like you said. He's been in a 2-year layoff. He probably haven't exercised in the last 2 years. So that plus a good payday, I mean, it makes you a fat boy. You got to look, he eating foods that he never ate before, vacationing in places he never vacationed. Mm-hmm. He living life luxury right now. He luxurious right now.
Spending that Manny Pacquiao money.
So I see him coming. I don't see him coming back and fighting none of them names. I think on Fight Hype, somebody had mentioned a rematch with Garcia or a rematch with Sean Porter, and he can't rematch Garcia because Garcia moved to 154 unless he go up to 154. And I don't see Sean fighting him because Sean got his eyes on the title, so he wound up fighting. He wanted to fight Crawford before he fight Keith Thurman again, unless he was in payback. But I mean, honest man, I see Keith Thurman fighting somebody. He gonna pull somebody out of nowhere, like somebody like a Victor Ortiz or somebody like that, who's trying to get some spotlight on.
I hope not.
Man, he gonna put me out of shape, man. He got to pull somebody out just to get in shape. He got to pull pretty much the Adrian Broner. How Adrian Broner pulled a no name from nowhere just to see where his conditioning was at.
Like I think you said a couple of videos ago. I think that'd be interesting. I mean, Adrian Broner said he wants to fight. He's complaining. You heard about him recently. He's saying that I might have to go to ESPN or Thriller or whatever it's called, Triller or whatever it's called. I might go there and get a fight because I told him I want to fight. So if I'm Al, I say Keith, Adrian Broner, they both can talk. They both at a crossroad in their career, and I wouldn't say it's pay-per-view at this point. I wouldn't pick pay-per-view, but it'll be a big fight. It'll be a fight that most of the boxing world will be intrigued by. And if one of them gonna have to just get eliminated. So I think that's the perfect fight for Keith Thurman. Would be like an Adrian Broner, or if he want to be brave and he really want to get some attention, like I only thing I could think of is he called out Ortiz or he called out Gerard Ennis, one of those young guys. He said, "All right, y'all think y'all that y'all come to me and I fight you." And if he beats them, then that maybe gets the top level guys' attention again. But I can't see Keith Thurman doing that.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So I'm thinking, for me, if I had to choose somebody for him that's a realistic option, Adrian Broner, man, that would be entertainment.
I agree, especially Broner got the one to stay at 147 though. Broner talking about moving down in weight, but he couldn't even, last fight he made 147, so maybe he'll stay at the 147 mark just for a Keith Thurman fight. Mm-hmm. To me, that's like you said, I said that a couple of videos ago. I think I would love to see that fight, to be honest. Both of them, I would love to see that fight because, like you said, both of them talk a lot of junk, a lot of shit. So the promotion gonna be off the chain.
Mm-hmm.
And two, they both going to want it because they both at the crossroad. I think the loser of that fight will probably be, man, it won't be to come back from that, I don't think. Probably it. Yeah, like you said, it might be it. So that they will come out with a whole new hunger level. But with that being said, though, he need to fight first. Keith Thurman need to fight. Broner just had a fight. Broner pretty much worked himself back in shape. Thurman needs that. He needs that opportunity to do that also.
I think that's what makes the fight interesting, because if you told me to say who I think will win, I would say Keith Thurman. But because of the circumstances and that Broner did get the warm-up fight, and he's ahead of Keith Thurman as far as getting back in his groove. Mm-hmm. And I think Keith Thurman is a better fighter. I think it will make for an even fight. So if Keith Thurman, you talking all that crap and you say you ready for Earl Spence, I want Terrence Crawford, then you should be able to just wipe the floor with Adrian Broner. I mean, especially, to be honest, the way he looked this last fight, if that's what you say. So I want to see it, man. Al, hey, Al, man, we set up a fight for you, man. Al, there you go. Keith Thurman, Adrian Broner, man.
I'm gonna be honest. If that fight does happen, though, I'm gonna be rooting for Adrian Broner, man. I'm gonna lie. I just don't.
I would too. I don't like Keith Thurman.
I don't like Keith Thurman like that, man. I'll be hoping that Adrian Broner just throw some body punches. That's Keith Thurman gonna be on his bicycle the whole fight. So if I'm Adrian Broner trainer, I'm just telling him, yo, go to the body. I don't care what you do.
Please.
Corner him, go to the body. He can't take that. Especially coming up for fat camp. He's not gonna take them body shots.
Please.
So, but yeah, man, you got anything else you want to add to this topic, man?
I think we covered everything.
Yeah, man, it's another great video brought to you by CTB, Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Cut him out of here, man.
All right, everybody. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe, notification, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. Tell everybody about it. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing, or at least you say so. But most of all, peace and love, and we out of here.